So I was doing research on the Holocaust, and I wanted to know where the figure of 6 million Jews dying. And off the bat, I understand a few notions that, for example, during the end of World War II, the Germans, or the Nazis in this case, they destroyed like as much evidence as they could at the end of the war, and all they could do was just hide the evidence because they didn't want to be persecuted for quote unquote war crimes. But at the end, they were persecuted for war crimes, so justice eventually tries to get served. And secondly, it's I believe it's not just Jews, it's homosexuals and a multitude of other groups who do not fill within the Aryan criteria that the Nazis proposed. And I understand that this topic is a little sensitive and is filled with multifaceted factors and whatnot, but it's something that I'm just very fascinated on. Is the fact that I was just yes I was curious, so I decided to ask the fucking GPT thing, the liberal bias thing, and so far it's given me some like Holocaust denial on trials. It's given me some websites that I was like reading through, and I'm still reading through them, right? I'm not going through the conclusion to be like, oh, the Holocaust never happened, because quite frankly, that's a very insensitive thing to say out loud, and it's extremely insulting. But it's just the today's schizo rant is essentially discussing the criteria and criticism regarding the efficacy of information and the validity of quote unquote historians and scholars who quote unquote suggest that such evidence can only be handed out properly. And okay, I'm not sure if these are specifically citations more or less, but I'll be reading through these, right? And you have to understand, yeah, these seem like citations. And you have to understand that this isn't me like cultivating a conspiracy theory saying the Holocaust never happened. I have to repeat myself, right? Genocides are horrible no matter what they're towards. Like, no matter what group you're aiming at, genocides are just horrible no matter what argument you try to predicate yourself on. Murder is wrong, and I just want to get that out of the way. But I'm generally curious about where that figure came from, because personally I feel like that number is exaggerated for a multitude of reasons, right? And I kind of find it a little appalling, and I find it even more insulting to just go out of your way and say that no more people died. It's like it's as if you're trying to promote a KD ratio, right? It reminds me of the whole Andrew Tate debacle, where people want people to be human trafficked so bad just to prove a weird bald dude with a fucked up face that he's a horrible person. Shouldn't you be against human trafficking? Why are you so obsessed with the idea of quote unquote evidence? Like, you don't care about the evidence of like actual criminal activity. You just want someone to go to jail because you don't like them, right? It's like, put aside your fucking opinions. It's the same thing here. This isn't me fucking God. It's like I feel like I'm walking on eggshells regarding this topic, but I'm not sure if these are broken links per se, and I've been refreshing them lately, and I'm not sure if these are broken links, but I've been looking at like no matter what, and yeah, I'm probably gonna put these links down in the description below or something, so people could probably fact check me or probably reverse search these things. And I'm not sure why this information is page not found. Like, I'm not sure if these informations are like if this information like these are incorrect links, error links of some kind, and I really hope they are. This is page not found as well. Page not found. Another uh yeah, like another blank too. Yeah, page not found again. And I believe these are like funded websites, right? And please do not see this as me cultivating a conspiracy against Jewish people. I have nothing against Jewish people. And if I did, it would probably be the individuals who are within the upper echelons of like society, who are just individuals who control the media, or sorry, I touched the mic. Individuals who control the media, individuals who prosecute other Jews based who disagree with their current like dogma, higher like Jews that are in higher power, right? I'm against people that are in governments. I'm against people who are in like higher hierarchical status of positioning, who could get away with unethical things without being criticized without being called out. That's essentially the type of people I'm against. It's not just like a single minority group of people. And if me criticizing any of this makes me anti-Semitic, then that's just censorship, right? You're not really being honest with yourself. I'm not saying I want all people of a certain group to be expelled or to be drinking from a separate water fountain. I'm merely asking, why is certain information ripped off from all these websites, and certain websites that are not ripped off of, it's just generalized like fucking TLDR levels of history, such as Predicana, or like this weird website regarding called the Browning or whatever, the Holocaust denial on trial. Wait, my question is, why the fuck is qualifications to give historical evidence? Why do you need qualifications to give historical evidence? Why can't information be free for other people to view? Again, this isn't me cultivating or propping a conspiracy theory. It's just the idea of information to be gatekept is very, very strange, especially when it comes to an important like historical event. Now, if I wanted to make a conspiracy theory, I could very easily say that the Jews who will remove these pages simply do not want. By the way, this is just a preposterous. It's just a conspiracy theory. I don't have any evidence for my claim whatsoever. But I could, if I want to make a conspiracy theory, I could just say the Jews who remove the pages from from these sources do not want to because they're clearly hiding something, and they're hiding blah 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 because the Holocaust never happened. Yeah, see, that's a conspiracy. I could easily say that, but I don't want to because it's fucking bad shit insane to say out loud. But am I saying there's a like a hidden agenda? I do not know. Am I saying there's a high potential case that certain information is being withheld just to present a victimized narrative, a preacher victimized narrative, so multi-billion-dollar organizations could constantly donate to these like non-profit groups for the sake of like socio-political scandals of some kind and influence? Maybe. I do not know. It's just I don't know why these, like, every time I ask or try to search for sources, it's always like, oh, I can't find this. It's like, sorry, and I'm looking for like specific numbers. I'm looking for specific estimates, and some of the websites that I found are just according 36 reasons to proud to be Jewish according to ChatGPT. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but yeah, I have nothing against people with different ethnicities or different cultural, religious, or socioeconomic backgrounds, but it's just very bizarre that, like, once you approach a certain peak, you're suddenly considered anti-Semitic. It's like I don't. It's like you have these atheist figure types that are debunking Christianity, quote unquote debunking, and when in reality they're debunking is just they are sitting on a higher moral pedestal and arguing the semantics and trivialities and ethics and morality and ethics to try to demonize you because you don't fit in their criteria of their worldview. Because again, morality and ethics is different around the world, and if you're not fucking working on this quasi Western European predication, this architectural standing, then you're immoral or you're unethical. Because deep down, it's like if you strip away, like again, they could say so many things that may sound logical, but if you repeat, like if you sit down in a vacuum and just actually think about it, if for a second and then get out of said vacuum, you'll realize that these people are batshit insane when it comes to the morality argument, frankly, because it's just illogical. You have to understand, this isn't just a segue to me being like, how come atheists are not criticizing fucking Jews or Jewish history? Because frankly, I could care less, but it's just very interesting how I don't see that as much. But then again, I have no right to say anything at the moment. I'm I'm not I'm just merely questioning a certain historical fact. It's like I ask for sources. It's like okay, here's some evidence of like some papers that are just illegible, like they're hard to read, and I'm not sure if these papers are suggest because again, the Jews. I mean, not the Jews. The I had a German accent for a second there. What the fuck? I am questioning the validity of these numbers, and I'm not saying the Holocaust isn't wrong. It's horrid. It's horrible. It's heinous. It's terrible what they did to people. But it's like, and I get the Nazis burned down evidence, but the estimate for the number, where did it come from? You see, my peers say that it was 600,000, which is still a lot, frankly. But then again, I'll just continue to read on. I'll continue to conduct more research and try to find a thorough conclusion. But all I'm saying is that this sort of thing is very concerning if you're not allowed to question historical validity or efficacy of certain information. But then again, I hope my message has been um, given or understood at least. Goodbye, at least.